Anyway, I had actually the most amazing story about 2 weeks ago. I've been starting a TML class. My first class, there was about 40 people there. It was huge. So I had my wife assist, which she's pretty familiar with this work. But anyway, it helped because I was like trying to help 20 people and teach and stuff, so it's kind of hard. But anyway, it was the most amazing story. I had this 7-year-old girl. They think she had lack of oxygen, like CP. She could roll over one way and back the same way and crawl, basically with the one side. Well, I worked on her 2 times, and this work is just, I would have never thought what happened. Anyway, I told the dad, he was real excited. He's just like, I don't know how you're going to get this girl to stand up doing what you're doing. And I tried to explain to him, you know, like what you're saying, I'm working with standing, even though she's not. So anyway, my class is on Monday, and I said, just come Monday to class, see what you think. Well, he brought his whole family. He brought his grandma and grandpa, and so I knew something happened. So we did the class. They didn't say anything the whole time. And then at the very end, he said, come here, I want to show you what my daughter's doing. And he stood her up, and he basically put his hand beside her, and I'm like, so what's she doing? And he's like, she can't bear weight on her feet. And I'm like, oh, she is now. She is now. And he said they stood her by the table, and she could bear weight for over a minute, standing by the table. And then he's like, yeah, and check this out. And so he takes her to this stroller, and he puts her hands like it was up above her head, and he's like, go ahead and show them what you can do. And she started taking steps forward, like 4 or 5 steps forward. And the grandma just like freaked out because and then like there was like 20 people watching, and the grandma's just like, we thought she'd never walk with a walker, and she's going to walk if she keeps doing this stuff. And they said normally when she walks, she scissors, and she trips. And so I didn't know what was going on, basically. I drove home with my wife that night, and I'm like, you know, is this for real or what? You know, and I just was like laying there in bed, and my wife we were like, can this really happen? I mean, 2 lessons? This is crazy. But anyway, so I've worked with her. I worked it like 4 or 5 times, but the parents have noticed. I mean, it's like, I just wondered who's been working with their girl. She's 7 years old, and it's like she had no concept of how the head relates to the body, and you could tell she's really fearful. I mean, she must have been put in positions, you know, that she wasn't supposed to be in. And anyway, they noticed a lot of things. I've worked with her 4 or 5 times. I did coming to sitting, and she like got that like, I mean, I just direct her a little simply, like what Joe was saying. But they noticed like her left arm now, she can put it over her head, and she's sitting a lot better. And they're like just sold. And so everybody that knows this girl in the community is like, what are you doing? So there's been like, and then I got like 10 other people from the class, and then they've had amazing stories. So it's just been, just do what you said, basically. You've given us the tools, and I mean, the work is just unbelievable. I mean, it's just a matter of working with it and see what happens. But that girl's an amazing story. The second I seen her, I knew that it was going to be, I mean, she's extremely brilliant. I mean, it's just, she's missing a few pieces, that's all. So, anyway.